My name is Maliik Obee. Some people call me Leek. Most people call me Malik. I'm a journalist. I'm a writer. I do a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people know me for a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? I rap, a lot of stuff, you know?
Where we at with it right now, bro?
So right now we in Cheverly Terrace, you know what I'm saying? A place that pretty much raised me for about half of my life. I've been in Cheverly since about 2003.
Okay.
It means a lot to me, both sides of Cheverly.
How you get started with the journalism, bro?
So I dropped out of Morgan.
Shout out Morgan, man. That's where I linked up with, bro.
Yeah, that's where I met you at, bro. Shout out to Morgan State. I had dropped out of Morgan. I just didn't want to go to school. I was just like tired of it. I was like, I'm gonna go home. Maybe I'll go to PG, maybe I'll work. And I dropped out of school and then I went to PG for a little while.
Yeah.
And I was just in there doing general education classes. And I said, you know, one day I was watching sports. When I was a kid, I wanted to do sports journalism. And I kind of got lost in that the older I got. One day I was watching the Raiders. You know, I love the Raiders. I was just like, man, I need to get back out here. I need to write about the Raiders, dog.
Yeah.
So when I went back to Morgan, that was the first thing I did. It was just like, I went to school of journalism. I was like, listen, I know y'all remember me. I dropped out a year ago. I'm back. I'm trying to do what I got to do. I'm going hard.
Yeah.
And, it just started coming naturally. You know, it's certain techniques that you got to learn to write journalistically. But I picked up on it kind of fast. You know what I'm saying? So I just went from there.
So who was fueled behind the sport, the love of sports fueled your journalism?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Sports, and also, you know, as a kid, you know, everybody read ESPN the magazine, stuff like that. I also read The Source, Vibe, etc. So I said, you know, one day I want to write album reviews or whatever. So I got lucky enough, my first semester back, I got an internship with the Afro newspaper in Baltimore, and they allowed me to do sports. They also let me do arts and culture. So I was doing a lot of interviewing artists. I was picking the artists. I was doing album reviews.
Yeah.
I was just a lot of covering stuff. It was real cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I wasn't out like covering a game or covering a high school game, NFL, something like that, you know, I got a lot of access to go backstage at concerts, meet people, live stream. They paid me to do live streaming at concerts and all that. So it was real.
The music. How you get started with the music?
I don't know, since I was a kid, I always rapped for fun. It was just something to do for fun, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I didn't start taking it serious till I kind of took it serious in high school. We used to just battle, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really that cool to be a rapper in high school.
Right.
I put out a mixtape. It was just some, like, shit for shits and giggles around the way type thing.
Yeah.
And then after high school, I was like, you know what? I really want to do this. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Morgan, I don't know, it was just... My man's around here, my man Shaq and them for the fame. They had they started what's up, honest? They started doing their thing, and my man said, hey, we gonna shoot a video. What happened was they were shooting a video with Do Baby from Slutty Boys. And they said, we're gonna do a cypher, a behind the scenes cypher. And my man Surf, who was their manager at the time, said, bro, I need you to get on this cypher. I need you to get on this cypher. And I'm like, alright, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I go in the house and write. Nobody else knows. So I write my little 16 or whatever. I almost forgot it, but I spit my 16. They was like, they got all these views and all that. And then it was like, okay, now I need to start taking it serious. But you know, high school was just like punchlines or being funny. But then it was just like, I want to make real songs. I want to show my lyricism. I want to do everything. So I'm going at it. And I just, from there, just started rapping real serious.
Who was your journalistic influence?
Journalistic influence is Stuart Scott, first and foremost.
My man.
I wanted to be on TV like him. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be like Stuart Scott. You know, he was the first black face I seen on TV. He was the first black face I seen on TV, you know what I'm saying? Basically, like, damn, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? He articulates himself well. He knows sports. He's hip hop. He's everything. He's black culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was one of the main people for me.
Okay.
There was some others. Journalistically, overall, more so than just sports. journalistically overall, there's a lot of people like James Baldwin, Alex Haley, Omar Tyree, people like that. And then in terms of actual newspaper writers, you know, Michael Wilbon, people like that meant a lot to me. Stephen A. Smith, before he got on TV, meant a lot to me. I was reading him in the magazines and the newspapers and stuff. Those are people that really made me say, okay, this is where I get my little technique from, and then just go from there type thing, you know.
Musically, where was your influences from?
A lot musically. Musically, I had like tried to find a balance between like punchlines, and I've always liked the ability of that West Coast rappers have with storytelling. Yeah. I know there's a lot of East Coast rappers are great storytellers, don't get me wrong, but I think West Coast rappers don't depend so much heavily on lyricism, and they do very good jobs of you know, being very visual. So I kind of wanted to balance that lyricism and being, you know, visual. So, you know, people like Cameron, Lil Wayne, you know, of course, like Nas, Biggie, people like that. But then also people like Ice Cube, people like MC8, you know, Spice One, people like that. Really, Project Pat had a major influence on me. You know, not all of these people may have been, you know, came out in my flow or style, but it was just people that I listened to on a daily basis. How they put together their songs, how they enunciated their words, all type of things that just really stuck out to me, you know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna talk about your book, bro.
Okay.
Bounce Beat Baby. What made you sit down and write that book?
You know what's crazy? I wrote the book because I got tired of talking about high school and go-go shit with one of my mans. So one of my mans, you know, not no more, but every time I would talk to him, we would talk about, damn, remember when we went to this go-go? Damn, remember when we fought these people? Remember when this happened? Remember when that happened? And, you know, I'm just like, you know, it's more to life than that. But then I said, you know what? These experiences are valuable. What happened was, at the time, you know, I had a friend who was coaching football, and we went to the DC library, and they had a book on go-go in there, and it was just like, damn, it was a very broad book, like covering the beginning to somewhat now. Yeah. And I just thought, you know what, I want to write my own book about my experiences, because the go-go that my father and his friends and all that experience, like Red and the Boys, Huckabucks, Junkyard, etc., is not, we're from the bounce beat era, it's different. You know, when I was in 7th grade in 2002, that's when TCB really hit, and everybody,
that first bounce beat wave. First,
wave of bounce beat. So it was like, everything is different for us, so that meant a lot to me to try to tell that story. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know, I could tell my life story, because pretty much, I mean, like I said, I moved here from New York. I moved here from New York when I was 9 years old, and that was in the summer. By the end of the summer, my whole life had changed. You know what I'm saying? Because go-go, everything had changed. My slang, the culture, everything. I moved from Queens, New York to Kinland. And I stayed in Kinland from 9 to 13. And then from 13 to now, I've been in Cheverly. You know what I'm saying? But go-go has had an influence and helped shape pretty much everything of the last 21 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. It's the reason I went to Morgan. I went to Morgan because I could go to La Pearl in 45 minutes. It was close enough, but it wasn't. I could get back around the way. It's sad to say, I graduated, of course. My mind grew, I elevated, but at the time, I didn't want to be close enough for my mom and my dad to be able to just pull up on me all the time, but I wanted to be close enough to home for emergencies, as well as being able to go to the go-go. So that was major for me, you know what I'm saying? And in every way, you know what I'm saying? Learning, you know, practicing beating my feet before school dances, and one of my first 18 up go-go, going to the Tide, going to CFE, going to all these places, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff that I used to do, like on Saturdays, we used to all go right here at the Food Mart, the store right on the corner. We used to all meet up on Saturday evenings, like 6:30, to go to the Onyx in the border of Southeast and Oxford Hill. And I would wake up at 7, 8 in the morning, do my chores, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, wash my clothes, all that, so that, you know, I could leave out by 11 with no complaints from my folks. I go straight, take the train to Pentagon, go to Armani Exchange or whatever, or take the train, go to City Place, downtown Silver Spring, or go to Gallery Place, the Urban Outfitters and American Apparel and all that. take the train back, walk from Landover Station or walk from Cheverly Station, either or, because it's in the middle. I used to live in the middle of both. And then get back, take a shower, change my clothes, come right back to the food mart. It'd be 20 of us right here trying to fit in 2 cars, you know what I'm saying? And that was our experiences. And then when we got the Morgan my freshman year, like maybe 3 weeks into my freshman year, they was like, yeah, we're gonna announce the homecoming GoGo, and I'm like, damn, that's the best decision I ever made. It was TCB, back, UCB, CCB,
Damn.
XIB, TOB in Reaction for $10 advance tickets, right? And you know, at that time we was going to see Reaction for a dub by itself early, you know, so that was like, damn, this is major, you know what I'm saying?
Cut line.
No cut line, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it meant so much to me, and it was just like, so many people share my experiences. I also said, this is my perspective as a kid from Maryland, coming from Cheverly, where this neighborhood's been around, you know what I'm saying? And like our old heads, they went to Fairmont before we went to Blade, before the zoning changed. You know, they used to go to GoGo's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I personally feel like our generation was the ones that like really put us on the map, take us from local to, you know, known all over the area. Because it was like, even with them, it was like, you know, they was all NFL niggas from Lando, you know what I'm saying? And as a whole, but we kind of said, you know, we want to get our own notoriety, you know. So I still remember the first time I ever heard Cheverly Terrace get stamped in the GoGo ever, and we was jumping up and down for like 5 minutes. We was psyched. And then it was just like, okay, we coming back. That was the honest, we coming back. And then it was like, you know, that's when we started to develop our own little favorite bands or whatever. And then we went from there to the Tide, to the Neon, to the this, to the that. And then sometimes it'd be 10 of us here, 25 of us here, and then it might be me by myself because I like one band, or it might be 4 of us because we like one band, and we gonna get stamped like shit. We're gonna see y'all around the way. They gonna go to another jump or whatever. And that's just how it was. It was the allure of like getting girls and all that, but like putting our neighborhood on the map. Yeah. Because along this whole strip of 202, everybody from Bracy all the way down to 51 stamped. You know what I'm saying? They was already out there, you know. I mean, in terms of GoGo. So, you know, we went from like people like what that say to basically face card, like get us type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great thing. You know what I'm saying? And it meant a lot because it's like, you know, we was the ones that really took the next step in putting this shit on. You know, so that meant a lot to me. You know, so all of them experiences, I said, you know, let me write about my experiences. And that might influence somebody else to tell their story. Right. Somebody from DC, somebody from across the street in Cherry Hill, or you know, somebody that was in a band, or somebody that was in some honeys, or promoter. My man TJ, T's the smooth dude. He just put out his book. Make sure y'all go get that. You know what I'm saying? The Prince of DC, Long Live GoGo. You know, go get that on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? He just put his book out. You know what I'm saying? And he was a promoter. He did a lot of stuff. His father and all his folks was in GoGo. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, it's 50 books about Tupac. It's 50 books about Biggie. It's 50 books about Crips and Bloods. Maybe 1,000. I don't know. But how many tangible assets do we have of GoGo? And the shit that we do have, a lot of shit that from the past has gotten lost. Like, look at when we was in high school and middle school and college, we had GoGo Central. That site is gone. So a lot of that music is gone. You know what I'm saying?
They made exclusive GoGo.
Yeah, they made exclusive GoGo. Luckily, a lot of niggas had that stuff saved on their computer, but it's more than that. Because I know there's a lot of stuff that it's like, I don't, you know, that I remember that niggas don't got. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and then that's the thing about GoGo is like, we got studio CDs, but the allure of GoGo is the live CD. It's your birthday. You want that CD.
You want that stamp.
You know what I'm saying?
Need that.
You know, your hood got stamped on Snap Your Fingers by Reaction. Or it was a fight, you know, that was, you could hear it in the CD. Live it's like, it's impromptu. Anything can happen, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's the allure of GoGo. It's like, one night, this band can hit the same song 5 nights. But it sound different every time. The keyboard could sound different this day. The singer could be hoarse this day. They could crank. They could just be in sync. They could be out of sync. Anything can happen. That's the allure of GoGo music. It's the culture of it. You know, one neighborhood, you know, you can tell certain neighborhoods by what they wear. Or like me personally, I used to have this be like, oh, they must be from 28th over there in Marlow Heights because they all used to wear the polo shirts and like the big pony polo shirt because they got a Macy's right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little stuff. Like we would try to separate ourselves from other neighborhoods and stand out. You know what I'm saying? This neighborhood, you know, when they get in there, they get in the booth, they gonna try to take longer than everybody else. They're gonna try to buy the booth out. They're gonna try to have all the girls, and they gonna be, or this neighborhood gonna be faking.
Yeah.
Or this neighborhood, it might not be that many of them, but they gonna go hard as shit, you know? So everybody had their own little thing. And then it's just like, so much to it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? To be the face or the name in front of your neighborhood is status. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a killer, a fighter, you fresh, you got all the girls, you get money, whatever that means, or if you got, or you just good with the band, or whatever the case may be, to where your name is in front of that neighborhood, it's a symbol of status, and it elevates your neighborhood, but it elevates you as a person in your status, and you getting the girls or whatever the case may be, or your hate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, we kind of wanted that acclaim too. Like my man Los, rest in peace. My man Los was the one that really got us in good with reaction. I don't know what kind of conversation him and Rick had in 07, but Rick just started fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, you know, my man Shaq was a star. Like he's a neighborhood star. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so he started getting stamped by Rick, and then it was me, and then it was this one, and then it was that one. You know, every neighborhood got their specific people that represent the neighborhood in go-go culture. Right. You know, it might be the nigga out here that's the main killer, but you don't want no publicity. You know what I'm saying?
Right, low key.
It just depends on whatever the case may be. But that's the allure of go-go as a culture. There's so much to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people want to come on time. They want to hear every band. Some people want to come fashionably late. They want everybody in the line to see them get in the cut line. You know what I'm saying? You know, another thing was, you know, we wanted to get there, you know, we might have been underage and wanted to prove we was getting money, or we had some juice so that we could go in the club that's 21 and up, and we in high school. You know what I'm saying? So many little variables and why certain things happen, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the beauty of go-go. I don't even want to say is the beauty of go-go, excuse me. Because go-go is alive and it's going strong right now. So, yeah. So I just wanted my book to be another tangible asset to further push this culture.
What's your top 5 band?
Bounce beat or period? Or both? I give you both.
You wanna go new school then?
I give you old school and new school. So old school, I'm not gonna put Chuck. Chuck don't get ranked. Chuck is
and them soul searchers. Yeah.
He's the Godfather. I don't want to call back old school, but back has survived 30 here for
decades.
Years. So I'm gonna say back first because they mean the most to me. I'm gonna say Junkyard because it's just masterpiece. Like to go from where they was to where they are. Like, Bugs is the second greatest lead mic ever be. Third would be Northeast Groovers. Fourth would be, and when I say old school, I'm talking about prior to 2000.
Before the bounce beat type stuff.
4 would be Rare Essence. 5 would be I have to say UCB.
Alright.
And new school bounce beat 2002 and up. For me, I want to say, well, you know what? The first band is not even a bounce beat band, but MOB.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna say Reaction. That's the personal favorite. That's the hometown favorite.
Yeah.
Third would be TOB. 4 for me would be ABM. 5 would be New Impressions. I was gonna say All Stars, but New Impressions just they taking go-go to another. And that's another thing. It's like New Impressions, man. They found a balance between street and not mainstream, but I'll say regional. Like go-go bands don't want to be mainstream. It waters down the sound, but New Impressions has, and you know, they found a way to transcend to these college kids and beyond. You know what I'm saying? So I think they've done it better and in a lot less criticized way than CCB and UCB. They very street, they're very still Landover band, but
no question.
They've done it for the ladies, you know what I'm saying? And they found a way to get go-go to go home with people from colleges, especially the HBCUs. So so that would be my 5 for both.
What you feel about the current state of where GoGo is right now? And we could talk about from when you was in them, when you was heavy in them joints, like in high school, to now, how you seen it come to now.
So for me, the drop off, I think, for me as well as a lot of other people, was about 2011, 2012 when rap came about. Like not came about, but like went to another level here. People look at it and say, "Oh, Shock, Lizzie, and Fat Trail made niggas say fuck GoGo," but what people understand is from like 2008 to 11. Jack Johnson, who's, I don't even know if he's still in jail or not. PG and DC was closing so many clubs and blaming everything on GoGo. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of those clubs shutting down mean kids didn't have nowhere to go. If I'm over here and I got 6 clubs within a 30-minute radius, and then I go from just that to like Plaza 23, which is all the way on the other side of town.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck that. I'm not going there all the time. So I say from like 2012 to maybe 16, it was such a slowdown in GoGo that I wasn't really messing with it like that, you know what I'm saying? And I shout out all the bands that kept the sound alive, like all of the bands that said we're gonna continue to play every week, you know what I'm saying, regardless, and just appeal to our hardcore fans, you know, like Reaction, TCB, ABM, New Impressions, What, and Back, of course. But a lot of other bands, you know, they was losing money. People did their own thing, and I respect that. But I respect the bands that stuck it out. Like the last 3 or 4 years have been magical, because my thing is that I was sitting in a meeting with Don't Mute DC, and they had this whole plan drawn out. How to get money back into the schools for musicianship, GoGo bands that's you know, volunteering to teach kids musicianship and all that, and help them start their own bands. That shit is beautiful. Obviously, it got slowed down because school was out due to COVID, but it was a beautiful thing, because that's what they need. When I was in high school, every hood had a nigga that could play the keyboard, that could sing, that could rap, that could lead mic. Every neighborhood had their own people. Like when we was in Blade, like TCB drummer went to Blade, Frank from MOB went to Blade, Do Dirty from New Impressions went to Blade for a little minute. A lot of people, you know, and this was every school, like Largo and Wise was XIB. I went to Charles Carroll with AAO before they was AAO, and then in Parkdale they became an AAO. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just for our generation. Like, you know, Chris and them was in high school when they was cranking like shit. Like, all of these, you know, but now these kids don't have that same outlet, and they don't have the resources. Right. So look at right now. We in a pandemic. These kids have no school, they have no jobs, they have no money, they have no rec centers, they have nothing to do. This is a perfect time for a kid to be in his apartment practicing on a Casio. You know what I'm saying? To be singing and practicing as a band in somebody's basement. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is why it needs to come back, and I'm glad that they're taking the steps to bring it back in such a large scale. Bruh, it make the Mochellas and all that, I love it because I get to see my favorite bands. But it makes me feel better when I see 20 young niggas deep as shit getting off the train, 20 girls getting off the train, them talking to each other, them not on the dancing with each other and all that. Like, this is their sound that they gotta carry it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've already, look, I done been to thousands of Go-Go's, bruh. If I move tomorrow, I'll be okay with not going to a Go-Go again. Yeah. But these kids don't have that experience, and this is our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's in a great shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that people like Big G and all of them are still alive to push it as they are. But I hope that in the next year or so, that we can have a lot more young bands come out. And what people need to understand is that Bounce Beat started 18 years ago, 19 years ago. When this push happens, these younger kids are gonna make their own sound. Because even DMV rap from 5 years ago don't sound like now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta know is that when that happens, we gotta embrace that fully. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Appreciate the music, appreciate the change in the sound, and try to find the best in it, and really fully embrace them. You know what I'm saying? So I think we in good shape. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you got bands like New Impressions and this one and that one. They out here doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And further pushing this shit ahead. So it's like, yeah, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What would you say the Don't Mute DC movement is?
Well, I got to talk about both of them, Long Live GoGo and Don't Mute DC, so that's two different groups. So Don't Mute DC is Ron Moulton and his folks. Ron Moulton, DC legend. He do his thing in politics as well as in the streets, and they are like the veterans. They the ones that was all of the ones that was in the documentary that just came out on TV One. Ron Moulton and all of those. These are the legends from Opie Tribe, Jump, Back, the original people that push GoGo to what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Their thing is, let's preserve our culture, let's push our culture, let's preserve it in a way so that not only that we enjoy it, right, in terms of getting clubs and all of that open and everything, but also so that when people come to DC, they can enjoy our culture in a safe manner. Right. He got a museum that's about to open. You know what I'm saying? The Checker got their own store down in the Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. Yeah, they got their own. You know, Don't Mute DC has its own gear and all of that. Like, they doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I know everything been kind of halted right now, but you know, Maliik Obee signed a bill to make GoGo DC's official music. So when I went to the meeting for that, it was basically like, you know, that can't be it. You know, what can we do now? How can we get some of the city's money to put this, you know, and that's what I was saying. All of the things they're trying to implement is going good. Now, Long Live GoGo is Yadia, and his crew, and they are taking a political lane as well, but they basically like, look, we want to. They're younger, you know what I'm saying? So they appeal to a younger demographic who's our ages and younger. You know, so it's like, let's hit the streets. We got people that's in the streets to do an invention. We got people to do it, you know, so we get these bands out here. You know what I'm saying? They use GoGo as a platform to push for the next generation. You know, so they had a march about defunding the police, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just about having TLB and TCB crank. They had a list of proposals, because what happened was 2 weeks ago, we marched all through Uptown and all of that to the police department, to the federal buildings downtown to give out these proposals for change and all that. So they both of these groups is doing their thing, and then everybody in between, people like me and people like you and whoever that's trying to further push this narrative, like, look, we can't let GoGo die type thing. You know what I'm saying? And we can't. It's not a music, it's a culture. And the thing is that DC's culture is being stripped every day. And what people don't understand is what happens in DC happens here. You know what I'm saying? Look at PG, look at Landover right now. You got white people walking through Kentland and shit. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So things are changing. So these two groups, those two are the main groups that's in terms of politically, in terms of logistically holding this thing together. And I'll give them much props, you know what I'm saying? So I try to support everything they do. Yeah, no question. Alright, so with the state of the music, hip-hop, alright, so at first it was like niggas around here ain't rap for real, for real. And then that changed, I guess, like you said, when Shy and Trail like jumped off the porch with it, niggas was like, alright, we gonna... Yeah, so in terms of the state of rap, it's funny because it was like, you know what I'm saying, I hate when people say DC people didn't like or listen to rap because they only care about GoGo. That's not true. I think DC people didn't think that it was possible on a grand scale to make it out of here. Facts. You know, so like when I was younger, even when I was living in New York, Nonchalant, a lady rapper named Nonchalant from DC had a big hit song, regional hit song called 5 o'clock in the morning, like in the mid 90s. And that made it all the way up to New York. I heard that song, I'll never forget that song. But you know, even here it was like, you had the Oi Boys, you had Big Lil, who's from the Terrace. A lot of Section 8 Mob. Section 8 Mob with Scarface and all of them for a minute. You have rappers, but it wasn't on a national level like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, it was just like the 90s and early 2000s. You know, you had a lot of guys that was locally famous. You know what I'm saying? They got their props, but they wasn't big names like Gerard Street Garvey. A lot of these guys was doing their thing, they wasn't getting the mainstream recognition. Like I said, when we was in high school, man, niggas didn't really think that they could make it as rappers. I hate to say it, but it's true. But we always listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? Where do people think hooks and go-go's come from? It wasn't that much original rap, hooks and shit like that. Original song. A lot of that shit came from, and that was the beauty of go-go, is like people really dug in the crates and really listened to music. So now you got so many people that's like, damn, that was an original song.
Bruh, I be knowing that all the time, bro.
Like Backyard, Keep It Gangsta, that's fucking Wyclef Jean. The whole hook, you said keep it gangsta. That's Wyclef Jean. You know what I'm saying? So that was the beauty of it, is like finding different hooks that nobody used.
Wink vicious with that, bro.
Vicious, bro. He fucked it up way better than Wyclef. And the crazy thing is just like, you know, in our time, M.O.B., T.O.B., they all used Lil Wayne. Everybody was using Lil Wayne.
You could tell who was hot based on how
many hooks they had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, the good bands, and you know, they dug in and found something different. You know,
them oldies but goodies type stuff.
Yeah, and put their own twist on it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, when Glizzy and them came out, that wave, I never seen nothing like that before. Local at my time. You know, Glizzy and Slutty Boys and Fat Trail and Young Mo and, you know, everybody. I mean, shit. It just, the wave was just like rap. They just took over. Niggas was like,
the nigga Light Show.
Yeah, Light Show. I mean, so many. I think it's like, I'm not going to no GoGo. I'm going to Crystals. I'm going to Ibiza. I'm going to whatever.
Yeah.
Pure Lounge and this one and that. You know what I'm saying? So it should just change drastically. You know what I'm saying? I did my thing with rap for a while, but right now it's such an abundance. It's an oversaturation of rappers. I mean, I'm not blaming niggas, because we need the resources so that people don't feel like rap is one of the only ways out.
Right.
But it needs to be a lot more creativity. Everybody got the same offbeat flow that they got from the last nigga. When somebody changes something, people run with that. Not only do they run with the flow or the style, but they take your name too. If Big Flock make a song tomorrow and blow up, it's gonna be a Lil Flock tomorrow, or it's gonna be a Big Flock with a CC instead of a CK. Like, the creativity got to come back.
Yeah.
But I see a lot more youngins really invested in the go-go. So I think there could be a balance. You know what I'm saying? We can have mainstream rappers, because our mainstream rappers fuck with go-go. Like my man GoLink, he from the Terrace. You know what I'm saying? He moved out to BA, but GoLink is from the Terrace. You know, he did his joint with New Impressions Crew, which is on Tidal and Apple Music and all that, with New Impressions.
Yeah. Bro, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. You just like had GoLink on the joint on your tape. What tape?
I had
a little minute ago, bro.
Yeah, I had him on. I ain't shit yet. Yeah, me and him, so we been locked in. You know what I'm saying? My man doing his thing right now. He really doing his thing. You know, that's my bro. Like, I got to be with him. We was at Roots Picnic 2 years ago, man. That shit was crazy. And it was just crazy, because I'm gonna tell y'all what, man. People manifest what you believe. You believe it, you can manifest it. You can make it happen. I was out before him. You know what I'm saying? He said, bro, can I get on the song? I went out there. He had moved. I went out to Springfield or some shit. Went out there. He had a little studio. He said, listen, I'm going to do it like this. This is the lane I'm going to be in. I got this. Just give me a year. And by the time that year passed, I was already done rapping. And he's starting to blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I say he put that shit together, and he did exactly what he said he was going to do, and it makes me so proud. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, he really stuck to it, and he pushed through that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people like that's doing their thing in rap. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we can have people that's making strides and making things happen in rap, as well as show that love and appreciation for go-go and mesh them together. Because what people don't understand is go-go back in the day, like up to the late 2000s. I remember I seen Nicki Minaj at Ryan Manor Reaction.
Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Project Pat. Scarface come to DC every time. He bring his guitar, play with back, jump, and Northeast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can love go-go. Like, people really don't understand. Rappers used to come to DC and perform with go-go bands before they went to major venues. You know what I'm saying? So we can love both. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I love about this shit, and I feel like it's coming back to that. People can say, okay, I'm gonna go see a rapper, but I can go see a rapper tomorrow at Fillmore, and I can go see New Impressions at Fast Eddie's Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a balance for both. We have such a unique culture, and they tie together. That's something about the trunk. first came out, he had like his shirts and stuff and hats and stuff in a little paper bag. He would write on them and hand them to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that one-on-one interaction with everybody. So I was just like, damn, I want to do that too. I mean, I could just sell my books online, but people wanting to read a book about GoGo from me, I would love to shake their hand, dap them up, hug them, whatever,
right,
and show that appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that was the whole thing for me. So, you know, if you're in the area, I'll definitely bring you a book. And otherwise, I'm shipping everywhere. I've been shipping books, bro. I've been shipping books everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Because I write about the Raiders, so like Raiders fans would be like, I don't know nothing about GoGo or something. EU doing the but I want to read it. So send me one in Oakland, send me one in Vegas, send me one in Compton, whatever. I mean, shit.
That's alright.
I've been to the post office like 6 times in the last 2 weeks.
That's alright, bro. What advice you got for people trying actually getting to like writing a book or something like that?
In terms of writing a book, I would say you can do everything yourself. You can cut the middleman out. First and foremost, all you need to write the book is on Google. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I'm saying, like, if you got Microsoft Word, you can Google how to download a ebook template. Download that template, format your book in there, write it out, and they'll have the chapters and everything set out for you. But before you do that, I would say write an outline of what you want your book to be. How you gonna make it all come in a circle, beginning, middle, end type thing. What are you trying to break down? What are you trying to convey? The message you're trying to convey. Write that all out and then just start typing. Just go at it like that. I wrote my book for free, and every book I sell, whether it's an ebook, hard copy, whatever, it's 100% profit. I wrote it for free. You know what I'm saying? I wrote it for free. I uploaded it to Amazon and all that for free. I didn't pay nothing. You know what I'm saying? So whether I get a cut from them or whether I'm out here meeting somebody that's gonna read my book, man, it's a blessing because I'm keeping GoGo pushing forward. I'm putting money in my pocket and I'm doing it in a way that I love. Like the people I've gotten people to read my book I didn't know. I got people that read my book that I look up to, like Big G, man. I got, you know, Big G told me, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, he read it in one day, he loved it, you know what I'm saying? Now I see him, he be shouting me out type shit. And it's like, it's a big deal for me because, you know, we always love Backyard, you know. Everybody aspires to go see Back when they get a certain age, you know what I'm saying? And then for me,
that's the grown-up section.
Yeah, when we was in high school, we probably went to like 6 or 7 GoGos. And every time it would be a fight, we never got to see Back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to college, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, they just, you know, basically, they mean a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, so it's a great thing. It's a great process, you know what I'm saying? To meet people and to have your book on somebody's nightstand or their coffee table or their library. Shit is unexplainable, bro.
Yeah, no question.
Shit is amazing, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is amazing feeling, bro. I'm sure it's like riding down the street and somebody playing your music. Well, I've experienced that, but yeah, it's like that shit is
slight flex.
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm just saying, like, especially around here. You know,
yeah.
But nah, yeah, that shit is a blessing, bro. That shit is amazing.
Do you see the area moving musically, whether it's GoGo or the rap or singing too? Because people do sing out this joint too. Do you see us moving to have a better place in the global monopoly of music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we already hitting that. Like, you know, like in the 80s, you might have had every now and then a person like Johnny Gill, stuff like that. From DC. But we got such a widespread in both genres, like
facts.
Rap, we got 10 different rappers, 10 different rappers from PG and DC that's on. Rico Nasty is on, bro.
She on.
You know, Q the Fool is Rock Nation. Rico Nasty. It's a different one to come out every day.
My little nigga Black Fortune up
Black
now
Fortune,
too.
he with Diddy and all that. You know what I'm saying? All these people. Then you got Ari Lennox. You got so many people that's from this area that's just doing major things. Internet James was just on Madden. So
my man Kamal got a song on Madden.
Yes, it's so many, bro. So many people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, I never thought it would be like this. Honestly, I never thought it'd be like this. Just being short-sighted, but Shit's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Rap, R&B, there's so many people I keep hearing about, Alex Vaughn, people like that. Like, damn, these people's up next and they got talent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, of course, my neighborhood, I feel like we got endless talent, you know what I'm saying?
Bruh, I watched y'all. Watching y'all made me realize, be like, all right, let me jump off the posters, this music shit, bro. And then y'all had like a commodity, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all kept it together, bro.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, nigga be like, yeah, man, fuck this street shit, I'm about to rap. But then the nigga who really rap, you know what I'm saying? Just like Goobie Dre.
I was about to say, shout out this nigga Goobie Dre.
Shout out my man Goop. Shout out for the fame. Shout out Bless Squad. Shout out KC. KC Bless. I don't want to forget nobody. Io Potter. Bruh, the whole Cheverly, like, it's got talent, bruh. If I forget somebody, you know it's all love, but everybody around my way got talent. I want to see them get to the highest height, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My man JR, shit. My man JR, look, Diamond in the Dirt. Nigga, one of the hottest producers out, you know what I'm saying? And this nigga really did everything in the street. You know what I'm saying? He done did everything in the street, so it's like, for him to get from there to being one of the hottest producers is major. You know, I'm pretty sure, I don't think he thought that he would be where he's at or be alive, honestly. And he's done great things, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's doing, man, so many people around here that I grew up with that didn't have much, whatever the case may be, and they just doing great things, man. That shit make me feel so good, man. For real, because I see people really escape from their struggle, you know what I'm saying? And not just in rap, but in every aspect, overcoming having a record and overcoming being poor, overcoming not having no parents, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Niggas really strive, you know what I'm saying? That shit is a blessing.